This from CBS Sports. Post-NFL draft cut candidates. They say Miles Sanders, running back from the Panthers. Sanders signed a 4-year, $25.4 million deal with the Panthers offseason. Largely a disappointment. Lost his starting job to Chuba Hubbard after just 5 games. And now they drafted Jonathan Brooks, so it'll be interesting. They say Trent Brown of the Bengals signed Brown to a 1-year deal earlier to add some depth along the offensive line. Was initially looked at as a starter. They drafted Mims in the first round, so it'll be interesting to see. Kadarius Toney with Xavier Worthy and Marquise Brown being added this offseason. Would seem like Toney could be squeezed out of that role entering the final year of his rookie deal. Chiefs would only endure $2.5 million dead cap by releasing him. If any of those guys are cut, do you think Andrew Berry and the Browns have an interest in any of them?
I think it's about timing, right? Like right now, I would say no. I think if you have an injury to somebody, right? You mentioned maybe Conklin doesn't come back like you'd hope. Then you're looking for tackle depth, and Trent Brown would make some sense, if the Bengals do cut him. I think we need to know more about Nick Chubb, right? That's a big question mark. You look at that running back room. Okay, could you just go Jerome Ford, Dante Foreman, and Nakeem Hines and Pierre Strong? Like that might be enough, right? I feel like maybe you want to add one to the mix just to see, get here in training camp. But if you add Nick Chubb to that group and Nick Chubb is anywhere close to being Nick Chubb, then you're loaded. So I don't think they're in a rush to make a move at any of those spots, but I certainly think they'll be monitoring all 3 of those.
Yeah, the one thing, it seems like every year, if you need a running back, guys find them even when training camp starts, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Kareem Hunt was out there in week 3 last year, right? So I think you're right. There's veteran guys that teams think are too expensive, and they want to go younger, and you can get that guy later. I completely agree at running back. I don't think there's a rush. Now, if you want to add, like we talked about, undrafted rookies to the mix and see what they look like in the offseason, even training camp, that's fine. I don't think there's another move out there to be made right now, assuming they're still optimistic about Nick Chubb. And when you talk about receiver, people keep coming back to receiver, and I get it, it's important. But the Browns have their top 3 guys. I think they want to see Cedric Tillman. They just drafted Thrash. Like, Toney feels like he wouldn't fit to that next mix, right? If you're looking to add a guy, you're probably looking to add a 5th receiver to compete, and I don't think that's where Toney would fit.